You may have had a problem with your Quad's battery not starting to hold its full charge and it's dropping, and you're wondering why you're charging it up and it doesn't seem to be working. Well, I had a close look at my little USB charger that comes with the Quad, and I noticed that the outer panel had a little bit of melted area. So I got a blade and I cut the size of the plastic cover off, and then I opened it up and I discovered that the circuit board had a faulty resistor. There's the one in the picture that is next to the pin to show you the size, and the actual solder on either side was not in contact with the actual chip, and the solder was also, it looked like a bit of volcanic rock. Also, what would happen if I pulled the USB charger in and out, the little LED light would go off and on. So I knew there was something wrong there. So it is fairly small. I'm lucky that I've got a microscope to help me when I am soldering real fine little chips like these. What I did was I scraped the burnt area away, the crusty bit, and the chip was actually loose and it fell off. So then I cleaned around the green area of the surface board with the blade, got rid of any black burnt material. Then I looked at the chip and I scraped away any black areas on that. Not too hard, because you don't want to strip off any potential solder areas. So once it was cleaned up, I then placed it back in its original position. The original lumps of crappy solder were still there. I then put a peg on the board and that held it flat. I then got another peg and placed it just on one end of the chip just to stop from moving. And then doing the microsurgery with the soldering iron, I then just melted one area of the solder. I had added flux to it, then I just put a little dab of solder on it and took it off and let it cool. Then I took off the peg that was holding the chip in, soldered the other end, and there was actually a gap between the chip and the original solder, so I had to fill up a bit more solder with that. That's a large area on the left in the picture. Then I went back and then just touched the original one that I was just using to sort of hold the chip in place, and then put it back in and it charged up. The battery worked quite well. It's holding the charge back to original. The charger works well, and I just have to glue the outer plastic cover back on. So if you are having a faulty charge, before you change your batteries, just check your charger, have a look and see if you can fix it up. Thanks for watching.